What's up, foodies? I'm down over 10 pounds in my first month walking like a Greek and eating Greek food, and today I'm making what might actually be the best Greek pasta salad you'll ever have. And I know everybody says that their pasta salad's the best, but it's usually drowning in bottle dressing, and after a couple bites, you don't want any more. But mine tastes like summer in Greece. Bright tomatoes, salty feta, and a good quality olive oil. And my secret is, there is no dressing. So let's get into it. I've been eating versions of this Greek pasta salad for years. It's one of those recipes where people take one bite and are like, hey, what's in this? So to make this Greek pasta salad, we're going to start with 4 big ripe tomatoes. Cut them into nice chunky pieces and throw them into your biggest bowl. Now this recipe shines by the quality of your tomatoes. In the summer when tomatoes are at their peak, this salad is absolutely amazing. Now if you're trying to make this salad in the winter, find the ripest tomatoes you can. Roma tomatoes tend to hold their flavor better year round. You also never want to use cold tomatoes straight from the fridge. Always bring them out to room temperature first. Cold tomatoes have no flavor. And they also tend to be more gritty. Now with your tomatoes in the bowl, season with a generous pinch of salt and toss them lightly. Then leave them alone for about 20 minutes. Now what's happening here is the salt's drying out all the natural juice out of the tomatoes through osmosis. And that juice is going to be the base of our dressing. The longer you leave the tomatoes, the more juices you're going to get. If you have 30 minutes, give them 30 minutes. I gotta stress, this step cannot be skipped or rushed. It's the whole foundation of the salad. Like the traditional hortiki salata, your typical Greek salad, it doesn't use vinegar. It uses its tomato juices for the acid. When that juice mixes with the olive oil, the oregano, and the feta, it's honestly better than any bottle dressing you'll ever have. And when I make a normal Greek salad, that juice in the bottom is what everyone fights over, trying to dip their bread in it. Now while you're waiting for your tomatoes, this is a good time to cook your pasta and prep your veggies. Peel and cut 1 whole cucumber into bite-sized chunks, then slice 1/4 of a small red onion really thin. Then chop a green pepper into pieces the same size as everything else. Once our veggies are cut and our pasta is cooked, let's get back to our tomatoes. Now they should have released a bunch of juices at the bottom of the bowl, so throw in your chopped cucumber, red onion, and green pepper. Now season it lightly with salt and give it a good toss. Now I want to be clear here, go easy on the salt. The feta is going to add a significant amount of saltiness to this salad. You can always add salt at the end, but you can't take it away, so season as you go and taste as you go. Now add in 2 cups of cooked spiral pasta right into the bowl. Now personally, I like using a high protein, high fiber spiral pasta for this recipe. Right now I'm focused on keeping my protein up and staying full in between meals, and this was an easy way to do that without changing the recipe at all. A good high protein pasta will have around 12 to 15 grams of protein per serving and roughly about 6 to 8 grams of fiber per serving. And you generally cannot taste the difference. Now that our pasta's in, drizzle about 1/4 cup of a really good extra virgin olive oil. And don't use that dusty bottle that's been sitting beside your stove since 2010. This is going to combine with that tomato juice and give you an amazing flavor. Now add in 1 tablespoon of dried oregano. I also now realizing that the new bowl I have is too small and I'm going to switch it out for a bigger one. And toss everything really well and let the pasta soak up that tomato juice and olive oil. You want to make sure you get every piece coated. Once you switched out your bowl like I have, or you pick the right size in the beginning, crumble in 200 grams of Greek feta cheese. But between us, I always add a bit more. You also want to make sure you use real Greek block feta packed in brine if you can find it. The pre-crumbled stuff in the container is convenient, but it's drier and less flavorful, and just don't use it. Get the real stuff. And if you can't find Greek feta, grab the best feta you can find. Now the feta is just not flavor here, it's going to add some saltiness and creaminess to the pasta. Then add a big handful of Kalamata olives. I'm also generous with those too. The salty, briny flavor of the olives against the tomatoes is just amazing. You can give everything one final toss and give it a taste. Maybe it needs a bit more salt, maybe a bit more oregano. Sometimes add another splash of olive oil right at the end, depending on the tomatoes. Also, you can add anything you like to this pasta salad. Sun-dried tomatoes, artichoke hearts, chickpeas, beans, whatever you like. And when you serve this, make sure you get lots of that dressing on top with some more feta and a sprinkle of oregano. Now this salad gets better as it sits. If you can make it an hour before eating, the flavors will develop beautifully. The pasta is going to absorb that tomato juice and the olive oil, and everything's just going to meld together. Often I make a big batch of this on Sunday and eat it through the week. It actually holds up really well and the veggies stay crispy. Now this is not diet food, this is just real food that happens to be incredibly good for you and your body. That is the whole philosophy behind what I'm doing right now, and this salad is a perfect example of that. Let me know in the comments below if you want more recipes from this journey because I got a lot coming. And if you haven't checked out my Greek cookbook yet, the link's in the description below. And if you like this video, give a thumbs up, a subscribe down below, and until next time, foodie out.